Hello friends, my name is Jagdish. Today in this video we learn about component with inline style, inline template, inline style and inline template. Normally component have 4 files: .css file, HTML file, spec file and TS file. If you want to use inline style in your component, then that time there will be 3 files: HTML file, spec file and TS file. There is no CSS file. CSS is simply written in TS file. This TS file. We use inline style when we need to write 1 or 2 lines of CSS code. If you use inline template, then there is no HTML file and HTML will be written in TS file and there will be no URL for HTML page. We use inline template when HTML file contain 1 or 2 lines of HTML code. If you use both, means inline style and inline template, then HTML and CSS both files are missing in component and HTML and CSS directly written in here TS file and there is no URL for template and style. Okay, we create 3 components for these 3 cases. Create for first inline style. Simply open terminal and put here ng, g for generate, c for component, component name. I am write here header and inline style minus inline style. Press enter. Header component created successfully and it contains 3 files: HTML file, spec file and TS file. Here CSS file is missing. We can see in other component here URL for this style tag, but in header component, open TS file of header component, we can see here style tag here. There is no URL for CSS. See how we can use inline style. Open app.component.html file and import header component. Open header.component.html file and simply write here p tag to s2 tag with class heading. After that open header.component.ts file and I want to add CSS for this heading class. Here use backtick dot name of class is heading and color for this class is red. After that compile this application. It takes some time. Okay, open browser. Open browser, we have red color for this header component. After that, I want to create component with inline template. Simply open terminal and put here ng, g for generate, c for component. Name of component is user list minus minus inline template. Press enter. User list component created successfully and it contains 3 files: spec file, ts file and css file. Here is no HTML file is created. See, our HTML is inline in ts file. I am simply change p tag to s2 tag with class custom and I want to add CSS for this class. Open CSS file of user list component. I am right here custom class and set color for this custom class is green. One more thing, firstly import this component in our root component app user list. Save and compile this application. It takes some time. Okay, open browser. Okay, open browser and see we have green color for this user list component. After that, I want to create component with inline style and inline template. Simply open terminal and put here ng, g for generate, c for component. Name of component, I am right here footer. After that, minus minus inline style minus minus inline template. Press enter. Footer component created successfully and it contains 2 files, spec file and ts file. There is no HTML and CSS file. Here we can add HTML and CSS in ts file inline. There is no URL for template and style. I am simply replace here p tag to h1 class. I am right here class name sample and I want to add CSS for this sample. I am simply right here backtick, name of class is sample and color for this class set to red. Import this component in root component compile this application. It takes some time. Simply open browser and see we have red color for this footer component. This way we can create component with inline style, inline template and inline style and inline template. Thanks for watching.